All right, everybody, listen to this. A roguelite tower defense game with economy management and also some form of city management. Welcome to the first impressions of Nordhold, which definitely sounds interesting to say the least, let me tell you. And the format of this first impressions is going to be the same as all the other first impressions video on the channel, which is, as you can tell, we load up the game right away, and from there on out, it is completely a black box for us to discover. Now, if it is actually a roguelite experience, and I say actually because the Steam store page doesn't really want you to know that, other than the tags. That's usually the only way I have found out that this is actually a roguelite experience, and not from actual descriptions on the Steam store page, which is interesting to say the least, but we'll discover that as well. Now, if it is the case, then we're definitely going to have to run multiple rounds of this to come to a conclusion whether this is actually interesting or fun to watch or whatever. Okay? But do let me know in the comments if you played this game, what do you think, how far did you get, what's your experience in general. Okay? Now, first I want to start by going into the settings. And just to see what we can set. I always like poking around with this in the beginning of first impressions, just to see what we can actually set. We have resolution options, windowed mode, borders. Probably want to go full screen, I think. Graphics quality is ultra, anti-aliasing. Let's put everything to max just to see what's up. The VSync I'm going to disable. Limit the frame rate. Okay, so there's no unlimited, whatever. Okay, I think this is good for us. Now, for those who are new to the roguelite and roguelike difference, or the genre in general, the main difference between a roguelite and roguelike experience is that in a roguelite game, which is apparently this one, you retain more than just your personal experience between runs. So the runs are interconnected, in a sense, but in a roguelike experience, you do not retain anything other than your experience with the game. That's essentially how you get better, quote unquote better, is that you are just better at the game. But in a roguelite experience, you actually retain a lot more than that. It could be, I don't know, upgrades, could be in-game currency, could be units, whatever it may be, depending on the game entirely. Okay? So let's see. Set into play, and what do we get over here? Normal mode, classic Nordhold gameplay experience. Okay, and then we have other modes which are locked for us. To unlock this mode, you need to clear wave 30 normal mode for the first time. Okay, let's get started. I am very much looking forward to this. Tutorials right away, very much appreciated. I absolutely love it when that happens. Your first tower. Build your first tower on one of the hex fields to defend your village. Defend the village against the coming wave of enemies. The height is crucial. Towers on higher hex fields have more range. Okay. So this is an arrow tower that we can build for 10 wood. And it says that the higher the hex, the better the range of the tower is going to be. Is it going to cost more? It doesn't seem like the case. Okay, so here we have our hexes. Interesting. So it's not just a random layout, it's actually a hex-based layout. As you can see, we have a hex with a value of 1 that gives us plus 0.5 range. But we also have a hex that will give us plus 2 range. So I assume that's where we should be putting it down. Okay. No towers without economy. To further expand your base, your workers must gather resources. Click on the lumberjack camp icon to proceed. Okay, in this building, workers cut wood. So that's the economic part of the game, which is included in the Steam store page description. Okay, now this is kind of a lot for a tutorial. Just want to point that out. There's a lot of shit on the screen, which I'm not entirely a fan of when that happens, but we roll with it. Tutorial. This is your first resource building. Here your workers can gather wood. Assign all your workers. Okay, so this is... I see. 2 out of 2 workers assign. Okay, so it's once again this kind of assigning and unassigning system, as we are seeing in increasing number of games. I like it, honestly. Okay. Your workers... Okay. Good. Into battle. By pressing explore, the battlefield expands with a random tile. Okay. I mean, most of these roguelike games have a bunch of RNG and random maps associated with them, so this makes sense. Enemies always appear at the end of the path. Okay, so we press explore. And enemies did appear and our tower is attacking them. And we took them out. Perfect. Okay, what's next? Boost economy further. Workers form the backbone of your economic growth. Click on the houses icon to proceed. Construct houses to provide living space for your workers and hire new workers here. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I mean, this UI isn't going to be all that much cluttered, because from what I can tell, everything we click on appears here in this dialogue, and this is just the tutorial, which will probably go away once we're done with it, so it's not going to be that insane. I do see a lot of icons in the background, which are going to be buildings, I assume, that we can build. Plus, I have no idea what this is on the right-hand side, but we'll see. Okay, workers need houses. At first, the housing space is sufficient, but later you will need more houses to hire enough workers. And we will need a lot of them. Hire another one right away. Okay, we can hire a worker for 20. I assume that's going to be food. Okay, we hired the worker. And in the right-hand side, we can see we have 1 out of 4 houses built and 3 out of 4 workers hired. Okay, good. So now we have an extra worker. Okay, and what? Oh, we can move around with WASD. That's good to know. Can we move around with the mouse? Not really. Okay, so I assume we're going to be exploring. Can we pan the screen? Yes, we kind of can. Okay. It's a little bit too fast. Hold on a minute. Let me see if we can do some kind of setting. I assume it's control. Camera move speed keyboard. Yeah, this is kind of insane. See if we can bring it down. Oh, that's much better. Okay, perfect. Maybe a little bit too much still, but okay. Okay, so I assume we explore further. You have idle workers. Hold on a minute. Oh, I see. So we have 2 out of 3 assigned, and we can assign them only to... Wait, so is this the same as if I were to click on the lumberjack camp? Yes. Perfect. So, you know, you don't have to actually look around for all the buildings. You can actually assign your villagers right here at the right-hand side. That's perfect. I assume we're going to be assigning it to wood. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to build more towers. Let's go off script a little bit. Let's go rogue. This is a 3 hex tile, which is good. That's going to give us even more range. Okay, let's explore. Okay, now we have some units approaching. We can actually zoom in and out. Okay. Okay, let's see. So our towers are one-shotting them. Good. Okay, nice. And still no more tutorials. It's kind of concerning. Or I don't know. Okay, well then let's build more towers, I guess. Ooh, we have a hex of 4. Good. How much is a tower? Oh, interesting. Look at that. So it says now it's 40 because the price increase per tower is 10. So every single tower we put down, that's going to increase the price of the towers by 10. Wow, that's insane. So the next one is going to be 50 after this one. Let's put down one over here. I hope I didn't miss a tutorial somewhere or something, because this just really randomly dropped off. I mean, we can build stuff over here. Quarry. In this building, workers mine stone. In this building, workers mine gold. In this building, workers harvest wheat. But the game didn't tell us to do any of this. Okay, well then let's... What's the difference between exploring and next wave, I wonder? Let's go with next wave. Bro, the music is insane. Who needs coffee when you have music like this? Holy shit. Choose your banner. Rapid Archer. Rare. Okay, so these so-called banners have rarity. Nice. So these two are rare and this is common. Okay, let's give this a read. The archer tower fires a burst of 3 arrows, each dealing reduced damage. The fire rate is moderately decreased. Damage per arrow, 41%, and the fire rate is 87%. So this mean, hold on, so this isn't plus 41 and plus, so this is 41% of the total damage we're doing right now. So that's how much is going to be reduced. Each dealing reduced damage. So yeah, so we're firing 3 arrows instead of 1, but each of them are dealing reduced damage. Why would you want that? Can you miss in this game? Because that would make sense. If you could somehow miss, then there's a higher chance that you're not gonna miss by having 3 arrows shot. Because otherwise this doesn't make any sense, because both of these values are actually worse than the 100% that we have, I assume. Or I'm just completely misreading this. Okay, we'll get back to that. Arrows from the arrow tower deal more damage and have a chance to fire an additional arrow. Now that is completely positive. And it even says plus 16%. Okay, so this is definitely damage per arrow is 41% of the damage that we are doing right now, which is not too good. Extra shot chance of 13%. Interesting. Okay, and the common one is each arrow tower generates wood every wave and strike with increased damage. And that's really just a common banner. The wood production is 2 per tower, mind you. And we have 4 towers, I believe, so that's going to be 8 wood production. Which we can look in the background that we're currently producing 30, so 8 is actually significant. And we're dealing more damage. I mean, I don't know, based on these, I would honestly go with this one. Because there would be more wood and more damage. Yeah, let's go with this, whatever. Okay, now the tutorial's back, interesting. Great, your first tower can be upgraded. Okay, level up. Oh, you can upgrade the towers, really? Interesting. Tower upgrades usually cost gold. Okay, so this is gold. I couldn't really make that out, honestly, I'm sorry about that. Okay, but this isn't gold indeed. However, each tower receives a price reduction of 5 gold per wave. Once it reaches 0, it automatically becomes level up. Oh, okay. And now we have opened the tower properties and we have an insane amount of stuff here, guys. Holy shit. I mean, this is actually epic, not gonna lie. The amount of complexity already is very much intriguing. So this is blinking. Hold on a minute. So we have the stat name, okay. We have a base value, so that's the starting value. And this is where we're at right now. So it seems that some of these stats got an upgrade by default. Excuse me. So for example, damage went from 100 to 112. No, that's the shit that we picked. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is the plus 12%. That's the banner that we picked. Okay, so it doesn't actually... So it seems like the towers by themselves doesn't actually gain any benefits from leveling up, other than, of course, the fact that we can now pick something. Okay, now this is blinking. And we have a little tooltip popping up. Upgrade fire rate. Increases fire rate by 0.1. So it will go from 0.5 to 0.6. That's not really that huge in my opinion. Okay. But that's what the game told us to do. So that is what we're going to be doing. And we have a ton of stats. Look at that. And indeed we have accuracy. So I think I was correct with that rare banner in the beginning. That the reason for that... I'm not going to repeat myself. Okay, we have crit chance, crit damage, accuracy, penetration. Is that armor penetration, I assume? Or barrier damage? Fire rate, range, and damage. Oh, wow. We also have some shortcuts. Copy upgrade settings. Auto level threshold. Paste upgrade settings. And use for all towers of that type. Edit group. Holy shit. Plus we also have a focus priority. What's all this? Most health. Focus on the enemy with the highest current health. Focus on an enemy with the lowest current health. Focus on the enemy with the highest block. Okay, lowest block, highest armor, lowest armor. Nearest to the village. Furthest to the village, closest to the tower, farthest from the tower, who is the fastest, who is the slowest, who spawns other enemies, shoots around widely. Okay. Carrying the barrier to protect other enemies, largest cluster of enemies, boss or elite enemies, enemy that is currently immune to attacks. Wow, guys, this is insane. That has a healing aura, regenerates its own HP, the most bleed and the least bleed. Okay, now I gotta say, massive shout out to this game for this. This is insane. Like, this is exactly what you would want from a tower defense game. All these options. You also have focus until death. That was clapping, just in case the noise cancelling cut that off. This is amazing. If you enable this function, the focus does not change until the enemy is dead or out of range. Whew. Okay, this is amazing. How would you set this? Okay, so we have up to 3 priorities, and we can remove them. I see. So what I could do... Okay, I want to experiment with this later on, but I just keep with the script. Okay, done. I'm done upgrading. And I can close this, and I can do this for every single tower. And indeed, to upgrade this tower, we will need to spend 5 gold. To upgrade this, we need to spend 20 gold, because this is already a level 2 tower. Okay, so what I would want, this is the last line of defense, is, for example, we can focus on the nearest to the village. This is our village, okay. I'm not sure what will they do if they get close to the village, but this is our last line of defense, so I want something that is very close to the village. Not as a priority of 2, but rather the first priority. There we go. I want to focus that enemy until death. Okay, I think that's good. One thing I still don't understand, which we might figure out later on, is why is there next wave and an explore button at the same time? Because from what I can tell so far, they do the same thing. Like, if I press explore, this is going to reveal something, but if I press next wave, it's also going to reveal something. So hopefully we'll get an answer to that. Okay, I think mouse panning is actually a little bit better, which you can do by holding the right mouse button. Uh-oh, we are in trouble. But we have 2 towers over there holding. Okay, nice. We have another tower that can be leveled up. Okay, and now it costs 0 gold. Perfect. I'm not sure if I want to go with this fire rate, although it might be a good option. Let's see. Increases chance for critical hits by 10%. That seems like a significant increase, right? 10% more. So that's going to bring us up to 15% crit chance versus 0.1 fire rate. What about the base damage? Increases base damage by 20. That's also pretty good percent. You know, start out at 100 and you can add 20 to it. Ooh, I'm actually torn on this. Accuracy, I haven't really seen anyone block our shots before. Oh, here it is. You need to hover over the upgrade to actually give you some tooltips. Increases the percentage of ignored armor by 25%. Okay. I'm not sure how we can tell that an enemy is armored yet. I'm just hoping the tutorial won't actually throw us that many. You know what? Let's go with base damage. Now that's a huge increase, actually. Okay. I'm also looking at this towers menu, because so far we can build arrow towers. Volcano mortar. What the fuck? Volcano mortar. Permanently unlock the volcano mortar. Fires magma chunks long range, inflicting AoE damage. Costs 20. Whatever the hell that is. Crossed axes. Oh, wait a second. Here we have the same icon down here. Honor. The currency used to unlock meta progression. Permanent progress across multiple game sessions. There we go. So that's like the first roguelite element that we have discovered so far. So, wait a second. So everything that is unlocked by honor will be retained for the next round. So technically, if I unlock the volcano mortar, which sounds insane, That means that's going to be available for the next round as well. You know what? Let's just check it out. Okay, game is saving. Now with the volcano mortar, which costs 15 stone, and the price increase per tower is 15. Wow. So with our current 0 stone production, we can only put down 1. Okay. I mean, this is pretty good because it's a 3 hex tower, but the problem is that they're only going to take this path. Ooh, now that's a good position. That's also a good position. I mean, this is technically a mortar, so you don't have to be close to the action with this. We can press mouse 2 to cancel the tower placement. Let's just check it out. Yes, indeed, that's the case. Okay. You know what? I'm going to put it down over here. Okay. So that's going to be the only one we can actually build. I really don't know how much we should go off script, because part of my mind, my strategy focused mind would say we could focus on the economy a lot more. For example, hiring workers, but we don't have wheat to do so. But we can build a mill, which the game hasn't told us to. You know what? Let's go off script. So we have a production of 0. Yeah, because we don't have any workers assigned. Okay, so let's see. Hold on a minute. We need 40 wheat for the next worker. A worker is going to give us 10. So if I assign 2 workers, that's going to give us 45 the next round. And that will allow us to hire a worker next round. So I'm going to sacrifice that wood, because we have a lot of wood. Actually, we have a ton of wood. Yeah, this is a good position for this tower, I think. Although this might cover a little bit more. No. Okay, let's see. Explore. Once again, same thing as the next wave. Okay, and there's the magma shit lobbing. It is extremely slow, but it does a whole lot of damage. Check that out. Yeah, it's very slow. If I were to upgrade this, I would probably upgrade the fire rate. Okay, nice. Oh my god, we have heroes as well. Elementary, Skull, and Excel. Okay, not Excel. I didn't want to say that. Okay. Passive attributes. Brings 1 random common banner. Okay, we have seen banners, and we've actually selected a common banner before. Tower upgrades -1 gold per tower level. Ooh. Okay. But so far we haven't really used gold to upgrade towers, but this is okay. Building upgrade costs -10. Ooh, this is very weirdly unbroken down. They probably want to sort that out somehow, because this is insane that there's the negative and there's the actual percentage. Yeah, they probably want to make this 1 row or pull down the negative sign as well, because this is extremely confusing. And brings 1 chest. We haven't seen a chest before, have we? I don't think so. Passive attributes. Elite enemy chance plus 20%. Brings 100 wood. Elite enemies are much bigger and stronger than their normal version. They spawn randomly. When they die, they drop a chest. Now what's puzzling to me is... So this is in green, right? So I would assume that's a positive thing. But is that actually a positive thing that there's an elite enemy chance increased? Because that means with every wave, you get an extra 20% chance to spawn an enemy that could potentially crush you, no? I'm not entirely sure why that's a positive thing. And all of them has spells, by the way. Fireball deals 250 damage within the radius. Arcane Strike deals 150 damage within the radius. Spell damage counts 2 times. I don't know what that means. Kills 4 random enemies, not elites or bosses. Wow. Deals 350 damage to an enemy. Jump to 3 more targets than usual. Honestly, I'm liking the passive attributes here, and also the spells. I'm just going to give this a quick read. Blood Surge deals 150 damage in the radius. Additionally, enemies suffer bleeding for 30% of the damage dealt. And lightning strike deals 900 damage to an enemy. Jump. I need to jump right now. I don't want to jump right now. My neighbors would hate me. But yeah, 900 damage, that is insane. You know what? I'm gonna go with Skull. Choose your reward. For what? For selecting a hero? Okay, war supplies. So we can receive 38 wheat. Oh, that could be nice. Recruiting more workers. Gold or... we can get stone, dude. Yeah, let's go with stone. So we can build another mortar. Okay. Plus we have leveled up. Oh, I don't know what I want to go with. I mean, I like the idea of this critical chance. 10% plus is insane. But at the same time, the base damage increased by 20 is also insane. Let's experiment. I mean, this is our first run at this. Let's see if this makes that big of a difference that I'm actually thinking. And now we have enough stone for another volcano mortar. This would be a nice position, although the only problem is I don't know where this is going to go. But you know what, I'm just going to put this down. Plus there's like a bunch of other things on the map which I don't quite understand yet. Like these are stones, these look like gold veins, trees. I think that's about it for the special things, but can we build on top of them and capture them that way? No, you actually cannot. Oh, by the way, you can build on the hexes that are not even numbered. But those are like the worst, probably. But it's very interesting. I don't know what these do. Because I didn't get any bonus, that's for sure. Okay. So let's see. We can build more arrow towers. This is not bad. Ooh, this is amazing. Check that out. Because the curve that you're going to take the path over here is going to be completely covered by this star. This star is actually huge. I might even spend money, honestly, on increasing the base damage of this guy. I'm not sure if that was a good option, a good choice or not. And now this shit is blinking. Devastation. Okay, so here are the two skills of our little hero. Devastation and Chain Lightning. Here are life points. Oh, the life points of our village shield. If it drops to 0, the game is lost. Okay. Energy. Energy to cast spells. Each spell costs 1 energy. Renews itself every wave. So that means we don't need to be sparing casting these. Or better yet, we should probably cast these every single wave, because it's just going to replenish. Okay, 1 second. Okay, had to step out for a second. Good thing is nothing happened, so that means there's no time constraint for the decisions that we can make. Good. Next wave. Okay. Pretty good position for this, I think. It's actually very intelligent in how it targets the enemies. Or maybe, no, it's just actually using the priority. Focus on the enemy with the highest current health. It seems like it's focusing on the enemy with the highest current health that is furthest in its range. Or actually not, because this one attacked someone in the middle. Okay. Hold on a minute. First of all, what is this? Okay, can't click it and there's no tooltip. Oh, we can reveal the map and then unreveal it. Perfect. So now I'm starting to understand what this next event is, just in case next events wasn't obvious in the first place. Is that this is when you can actually make some choices. So like banner choice 6, we are on wave 6, and look at that, we can choose a banner. Perfect. Now what's actually interesting, looking at this right now, is that the previous banner choice included 3 bonuses for arrow towers, when we only had arrow towers. But this time around we also have the volcano mortar, and now we suddenly get a banner for the volcano mortar. So is that like always going to be the case? Like the variety of towers we have will influence the variety of banners that we receive? Because that's pretty cool, because that means there's not going to be any banners that are useless to us, if that's the case. Okay, volcano eruption. Each volcano mortar begins to uncontrollably throw magma balls at random enemies. It chews faster but can no longer be controlled. So wait, you're telling me that right now we can control these? What do you mean no longer be controlled? And also a little bit more tooltips would be nice, if I won't be honest. Like, for example, this red one, I don't know what this is, next to the eye icon, also can no longer be controlled. Okay. Focus priority. Oh, wait a second. We saw that focus priority before. Circulating shoots around widely. So wait, oh, wait a second. So that's not actually a focus priority of the tower. That's actually like an attribute that is going to start like going crazy, shooting everything. Maybe that's the case, but the fire rate is increased by 45%. Remember what I said? What the first upgrade would be for a volcano mortar? I want to check this out, but first let's give this a quick read, just so we gain some knowledge. Arrows from the arrow tower deal more damage and have an addition. Okay, I think we saw this before. And Timberwind Mark, each arrow tower generates wood every wave and strike with increased damage. We already had one of these, and we can upgrade it. Check that out. This is the one I picked up before. And now we can upgrade it to wood production 4 per tower, which is crazy. And the damage is plus 24%. But I wanna experiment with more things, so I'm gonna grab this volcano eruption, and I wanna see the focus priority. Yes, there we go. The focus priority completely disappeared. So it's gonna be circulating, so like going crazy. But it's going to shoot a lot faster, apparently. Yes, look at that. The original fire rate is 0.15, and now it's 0.22. That's actually not that... It's actually a lot worse than I thought it was gonna be. But looking at how a base upgrade will only increase it by 0.03, that is like horseshit. This is actually good. Okay. Interesting. So far, I'm loving it. I gotta be honest. I'm completely exhausted by the amount of information that we are receiving, but this so far is an amazing experience. Like, the amount of complexity is crazy, and we haven't even touched most of our little village over here. Oh, I forgot to get the worker. God damn it. Yeah, we can hire a worker for 40. Perfect. And the next worker, we cannot because we don't have a house. But we can build a house. Oh, the next worker is now 60. Hire worker for task in your village. Worker cost forecast. So it goes up. So this also goes up, similar to the arrow tower. And similar to actually all the towers. So it's 20, 40, 80 going all along, and that, and ending up at 160. Okay. Meta progression. Heritage. Start the next games with +1 workers. Oh my god, and we can individually upgrade these as well. Scandinavian style. House increase the population limit by 1 more slots. For 180 wood. Procreative power. The cost of hiring workers is reduced by 10%. Should have popped that. 10%, 20%, and 30%, and that's going to cost 9 gold, 18 gold, and 27 gold. Could have popped this, and we got our we could have got our worker a lot cheaper, well, 10% cheaper. Okay, but this is insane meta progression. Okay, the reason I'm saying this is insane so many times because one, it is, and second, you have so many options, right? Like this already, I can already tell, and this is actually the case for all the other buildings. I can already tell that the reason this is strategically really complex and insane because you don't just need to focus on your current run to get as far as possible, but you also kind of need to focus on the meta progression stuff. Like, how can you, in general, increase your roguelite experience? So the next run, what kind of extra stuff are you going to start with? Although that only costs honor, which you get by... I actually don't even know how you get honor, but it's good there's actually a different currency than the current run. Okay, so these currencies or these resources are for your current run, and then you have this honor, which is the meta progression, which is the stuff that you carry over to the subsequent runs. Okay, so for example, actually let's go back here. I can say heritage. There's gonna be 60 honor. Boom. And now I can no longer click it. But the next game will start with +1 workers, so that's already a huge advantage, right? Interesting. Okay, let's put this one worker on wood. And that's it. Next wave. Awesome stuff so far. Like I said, I do want to do multiple runs because that's what's really going to show us what the roguelite progression is. Okay, the health bars of enemies are color coded. Green health bars indicate 100 HP per segment. Okay, so like these guys over here, that's 200 HP, but the other ones are 100 HP. Okay, and the turquoise health bars represent 1000 HP per segment. 1000 HP per segment, so this dude over here alone is 1000 HP. This guy's worth 10 of these other guys. Wow. Okay, now we gotta keep... Wait, we have some spells actually. Kill 4 random enemies. Imagine if these guys were actually part of it. Nope. And 1 energy went down. Okay, let's try it again. Nope. Okay. Unlucky. Okay, I mean, we're doing a little bit over 100 damage each. Because I assume that's because they don't have any armor. Oh, look at that. We can click on them. Raider. Okay. Couldn't read the other stuff, but good enough. Good enough so far. Okay. So next event is going to be at wave number 9, and we're going to get another banner choice, and then we have a boss wave, which is probably going to be GG, and we can start over and see the meta progression. Okay. So we can upgrade these towers. So like, once again, this is like the last line of defense. So I want more base damage, just deal damage. We're not going to leave it to luck. I mean, these two are technically now both the last line of defense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say nearest to the village. Okay, like that. And focus until death. Okay. So this one already has an increased fire rate. I'm not going to mess around with that because 0.03 is just sounds terrible. What I would want, however, is more base damage. This is actually increased by 30, not the 20 that we have for the arrow towers. That's also a big difference. So it looks like based on the tower type, the amount of bonus you get by upgrading them is also different. Because for the arrow towers, the increase in damage is only 20. Well, only 20. It's 20. But for the volcano mortars, it's actually 30. Okay. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. What do we want? I really love the idea of crit chance being increased. Because it feels like it's kind of easy to increase that. Or we can just go with raw damage. Let's increase the critical rate. Okay. Okay, what about our workers? Okay, we need 60, and we'll have that the next round. So next round we can have another worker. Nice. Or we can even cut that down a little bit. I don't really want to. And by the way, we're back at 60 honor, so we do get honor somehow. I just haven't figured out how. And start the game with more wheat. Sylvan Gift. You start the next games with 10, 20, 30 more wood. Now that would be huge. Oak Crusher. The wood production per worker is increased by 2, 5, and 10. Okay, I should have invested in this. Let's invest it in now. Okay, what about the upgrades for this? Golden Fertility. The wheat production per worker is increased by same thing. Okay, so now... Okay, so I should have invested in that sooner. Okay, next time around, which there will be a next time because it's a roguelike gate, we'll do that. Okay, so Explore and Next Wave are still the same thing. I don't really understand that still, but okay. Just very interesting what you actually spend your honor on. Because that's how you influence the subsequent runs. Very nice. Okay, let's check out the Chain Lightning, which is E. I want to target the blue guys. Ooh. That looked insane. Okay, nice. They're almost dead. Okay. Took the edge off. Okay, nice, nice. Oh, these guys are fast. What are these? Can't even click on them. Wow. Rogues attributes. Movement speed 3. Block 0. And some other things. Okay, can't really... Let's just look at these guys. Then, okay, movement speed of 2, no block, and no armor. I see. Oh my god, they're getting very close. That ain't good. Building unlocked brewery. Okay. Now I gotta say, first of all, let's get some more base damage. So I gotta say that the tutorial part of this game is probably currently what I would say is the least good part of it so far, because it's very random. Like, there's a lot of stuff happening to us, right? But some of them are explained through the tutorial, and some of them are essentially left to you to figure out. Like, if we would do the regular thing of only relying on the tutorial, then I would be sitting here for the last 40 minutes not doing anything, because the tutorial doesn't really tell us to do anything. It's not a bad thing if the game lets you figure stuff out for yourself, but randomly popping up tutorials and then randomly not is not actually a good way to do things, in my opinion. Like, we want to have some kind of consistency in the tutorials, even if it's a lot of hand-holding, because then the tutorial will just go away and it won't be annoying in the future. But for the first time, you absolutely do want to do some kind of hand-holding for the player. Like, right now we are upgrading these things because it makes sense. We are trying to unlock towers. By the way, we can actually unlock another tower. We are making workers, assigning them. But, like, for example, we have more buildings, like the tavern, increases the workers' productivity. Probably would want to get that. But at the same time, I would probably want the tutorial to bring my focus to this building, that, hey, you can also invest in your economy even further. Like, for example, it didn't even explain these upgrades, that you can upgrade the amount of wood that is produced, or you can upgrade the meta progression to start your next game. Yes, I can read this, that's not what I mean, but, you know, as a first impression, you would want the game to be the one explaining these and not you having to figure it out. Castle. Perform general administrative upgrades. Okay. Ooh, this has a lot of upgrades, and some of them are even locked. Tax burden. Each worker generates 1 and then 2 gold per wave. Oh, that would be a nice investment in gold. Too bad we don't have any gold right now. Shield wall. The village shield receives 3, 5, and 10 more life points, and this is a meta progression. We can actually pick up 2 of these. Because this is going to be 15. And yes, we're up to 13 life points. And then we can grab another one. Oh, so that's a total. Because I was under the impression that this would be 8 extra. But no, that's actually the total. Yeah, the total life point increase. So the next one is going to be 20 life points in total, not 25. Okay. But still, we have increased that, which is probably for the best. And right now, it seems like we cannot do anything else unless, you know, of course, we can hire workers. Okay. So we can actually grab some stone, or we can grab some gold. Do you want to invest in stone or gold? I think we want to invest in stone, because I want more of these towers. Yeah, I think this is good. Okay, and the last one is gonna be gold. Okay, perfect. Explore. Let's go. Okay, we can use the chain lightning, which I'm probably going to use on these blue ones. Like that. Okay. Didn't do all that much, to be honest. I think we need to increase the quantity of our towers. Because these rogues are, like, just so fast that even if we're doing a lot of damage, we kind of need more towers, because we cannot increase the fire rate at that rate. This tower, this positioning is amazing, because it can literally cover this entire area over here. Perfect. So far, I'm loving this. Absolutely. Game doesn't have a demo, unfortunately, so I cannot recommend you guys checking out the demo. But this is super fun so far. And we have so many more things to discover. It's actually insane. I can't even list the amount of things we need to look into. Like, there's a lot more towers that we can unlock permanently, because these are unlocked through honor. I think we're going to be A bit of a pickle over here. Oh yes, absolutely. Yep. Some of them are going to reach our village, but that's good because we can see what's happening. The life point is going down. Okay. So we survived, but the life... Okay, so each one takes away a life point. So that means we can only let through 9 more enemies, or else we're dead. Okay. Choose your banner. Once again, that's the event. Okay, nice. Oh, no. Yeah, this is the upgraded version. I don't really want to invest right now on the volcano mortars. But this is actually what we need right now. Plus 27% fire rate for the arrow towers. Let's grab that. Okay, next up is the boss wave. Oh, that's not good. And we can't even build more towers. Oh, that's actually an issue. The fire rates have been increased. That's good. Let's just go for raw damage right now. Okay, actually here what I've realized is that going for the closest to the village is probably not the best. Going for the one with the least health, because we want to be picking off everything that we can pick off, so that we can reduce the amount of units that can get to our village. So we're going to go with the least health, and then the second priority will be close to the village. And because we are focused until death, that means... What does that mean? That means it's going to be focusing on the one with the lowest health and focusing until it kills it off or it's out of range. Yeah, I want the same configuration for this as well, like this. Okay. Yeah, we are 1 wood away from being able to build a tower, and we are 2 pops of stone away from being able to build another volcano mortar. Okay. Well, this boss wave might be the last thing we do in the tutorial. Okay, let's go. Oh, you can actually pause. Grimlock the Bandit King. 0 armor and 0 block. But oh my effing god, look at that. How much health is that? That's 7,500 HP. Okay, that is insane. 7,500 HP. I mean, we can take some of that off. Yeah, that didn't... Basically, we only took off less than 500. Okay. But I mean, if he's the only one through, then I assume it's just gonna go down to 9. Okay, we'll see, because I'm pretty sure Grimlock, the Bandit King, isn't gonna go down this time around. Plus, if we have some additional guys, are these different? Armored guards. Takes 20% less damage. Okay, we don't even have armor piercing. Actually, Grimlock might die, look at that. But the other guys might not. We have only 2 more. 2 more towers. Oh my god, I don't know what happened. Yeah, take it out. 1 more. Nice. Oh my god, I didn't think that would happen. Those are chests. Open chest. Choose your reward. Velk nuts. That's probably not how you say that. At least I hope that's not how you say that. And the next 10 tower upgrades are applied twice. Wow. Sigil of Sovereignty. Grants the choice of a legendary banner. Ooh, oh my god, this is insane. Next 10 tower upgrades are applied twice. I gotta say, I haven't talked about this just yet, but I love the variety in the things that you can do with banners and now these, I don't know what these are called, artifacts or whatever. Like, these are actually creative. I love it. Next 10 tower, oh my god. I can't even imagine what a legendary banner would do. That's why I don't know which one to grab. I mean, next 10 tower, that's a lot of tower upgrades, guys. Let's go with this. And... Wait. Didn't pick the one with the legendary banner, did I? I don't think I did. Whatever. But these are all legendary. I don't know where these are coming from. Increases the range of the volcano mortar. Reduces fire rate. Oh no, we're not going to reduce the fire rate at all. I don't want to do that. Increases the fire rate of arrow towers by plus 27% up to 90%. I'm pretty sure we're going to be grabbing this. Each volcano mortar begins to uncontrollably throw magma. Yeah, this is what we already have, except that the fire rate is increased from plus 45% to plus 115%. I'm sorry, but we gotta go with the Botkin arrow. Isn't this the same upgrade that Age of Empires 2 has in the blacksmith? Botkin. I'm not sure. I just don't know what that means, so that's why I'm confused. Okay. Awesome. Wow, I didn't think we would survive that, honestly. I gotta be honest. Nice. And we did gain a ton of honor, actually. Can we get the last? Or we can just get it. Or we can unlock more towers. I mean, I assume... Let's just go unlock more towers to see more variety. Arc Tower. Permanently unlock the Arc Tower. It emits lightning that jumps to foes, with damage decreasing per jump. Okay, so that's the jump. I see. The icon is a little bit interesting because it seems like it's a... It's either like an orange or have a banana or something. But okay, it jumps. And this costs... I mean, the base one costs 5 and 15, but then the next one will be 10 and 30. 5 and 15, 10 and 30, just doing a little bit of math. We cannot put down 2, but we can put down 1. Okay, so the range is pretty good. It's still so weird that we have all these gold veins and stuff. Like, I mean, that could be just cosmetic, but it looks like it wants to tell you to pick me up or something. You also... Wait. +1. Wait, what? So this whatever this is, the sigil, is 1.5 range, which is the same as the level 3 hex. Okay, that's... Oh, but we have this, which is plus 1.5 range from the sigil and plus 1 range, so that's 2.5 in total. And the level 4 is only 2, so technically this would be the best. Because it stacks. Okay, so I assume that's random or something. I don't know. This is weird that it's all by itself, because this could literally be replaced by a 3 hex tile. Let's go with this. Check that out. Loving the graphic style, by the way. Definitely loving it. Accuracy ignores block. Whoa. So the arc tower cannot be blocked. That's huge. Okay, let's see. So the next one is going to be 10 and 30. I think we can move one more. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Hold on. So next time we will definitely be able to put down another arc tower because we're going to have 35 stone. But what I want to see is, can we... 80 food. And we're going to have 80 food, so it literally doesn't matter where I put the last villager. Because we will be able to put down an arc tower and we will be able to hire another worker. Okay, perfect. Let's go. Next wave. Sure. Oh, now they're coming from 2 directions. Okay. And now we have guys with double blue health bars. Look at that. 2,200 HP. 2,200 HP. Oh, and how many small shits is this? Look at that. Bandits with 500 HP. And then what is that? No, this one. Orc Warrior. 950 HP with a block chance of... Okay, now this is getting insane. Might need to use the devastation. Kill 4 random units, but I... Can those guys... Yeah, they can take him out. I think we need to soften these guys up. Okay, so that's not going to focus on that guy, because we want to pick apart as much as we can. Okay, one more getting through. 7 HP left on the village. Eh, one more is definitely gonna go through. Or no, not actually. Okay, 7 HP left. It's getting close. The end is close, guys. I can already feel it. Volcano Mortar, honestly, going for 10% increased chance. Yes, the critical damage is 180%, but I would love this to be like guaranteed damage. Maybe even armor penetration, because we're starting to get enemies with armor. Yeah, I'm gonna go with... Oh, that's crazy. Okay. Now the tower. I still don't know what would be like the best option to choose for the normal arrow towers. This base damage seems like... I don't think we need to focus on fire rate because we have so many fire rate upgrades coming from banners. Critical chance would be nice, or just going with base damage here as well, because that is also increased like crazy. Okay, and now we can put down another arc tower. That's long range, and that's also long range, but this has a nice curve. I like putting stuff over there. It's actually quite difficult to tell which one of these two is actually going to cover more ground. I'm going to go with this. Yep, okay, and we can pick up another worker. Perfect, we're 6 out of 6 workers. And we can build another house for 70. Oh, 70 plus, we can build a gold mine. Let's do that. Let's build a gold mine and build a house. So this is going to be a heavy investment in economy. Oh, it's only 5 gold. Oh my god. Yo, what if we do this? Yeah, we're gonna bottleneck everything, but we can grab a ton of upgrades because I want to start upgrading these a lot more. Yes, we also need quantity, but we also need the quality to be increased. Okay. And now I see. Okay. So this explore versus next wave is only the same if they come from one location. But as soon as the location splits into 2, where the enemies can come from, you can choose where to explore. Now that would be a perfect thing for, you know, the tutorial pop-up to actually explain, for example. That would be nice. But there's no next wave now, because we need to choose which part we want to explore. I mean, I assume it's never going to actually cut off these locations. Like, if this is closed up, then it's going to be closed up forever. So let's just see what's over here. Nothing extra in particular. Okay. What's this? Oh, this is the artifact that we picked up. I'm gonna call these artifacts because I don't know what this is. Oh, in the next tower. Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. So this is 10 tower upgrades to begin with, and now we have 8 left. So the next 8 tower upgrades are gonna be applied twice. Yes. Okay. That is why I want that gold, so we can get those tower upgrades as fast as possible. Now, if we use this ability, then that's gonna be 8 enemies randomly dead. But the chain lightning is actually more focused. I think I want to do that. Oh, I hope we can kill a few of those. No, yes. Okay. Oh, I think this is over, guys. Yep. Oh yes, it's definitely over. Okay. No worries. Reach the gold rank in normal mode. Reach the gold rank already. And what's rank? I don't know what rank is. Choose a reward. Oracle allows you to choose risk reward modifiers for incoming waves. That's awesome. Sacrificial altar allows you to sacrifice workers to obtain powerful relics. Okay, so those are probably relics, which I call the artifacts. This is amazing. I'm obviously not sponsored or anything, but this actually is amazing, the amount of variety this game has. And also these extra mechanics like this one, like risk reward modifiers. I would love to check that out, but I wouldn't want to sacrifice workers, but I would want to check out more of these powerful relics. Let's go with this. So I wonder if that is going to apply For all the subsequent rounds, or the next one, or is that like a permanent unlock? And what is all this shit? Oh man. Yeah, sometimes I feel like the UI is a little bit overwhelming. It's not much visual hierarchy and what you should be focusing on. There's just a lot of things dumped in your face. You discovered 58 out of 455, I assume, buildings or items or banners as well. So we have a ton of stuff. We have buildings that we have unlocked. Permanent buildings. View unlocked perks. Wait, Oak Crusher. Weren't these just... Hold on a minute. Weren't these just per game upgrades? These weren't meta upgrades, right? Okay, I'm confused about this. Like, why is... Or maybe this is just a summary of the previous run that I had. Banners. Okay, and we have a ton of hero spells. Oh my lord. Relics. Yes, so this is indeed a relic. Hero attributes. Oracle path. Oh my lord. Okay. That's a lot of stuff. So do we resume? Okay, so I think now the real fun begins. So that was round 1. We got some meta upgrades which are apparently going to be persisted throughout the runs. So that's actually the roguelite elements which we carry over to our subsequent runs from this point on. So I'm very much interested in the next run, what we can do with all those bonuses that we picked up. I think I remember one of them, which was we start with one more worker, but the rest of them, actually, I'm drawing a blank right now. Sorry, I took a short break before this segment. But okay, first of all, let's see this menu, because we didn't really look at this screen just yet. So we unlocked a few buildings, yes, and we looked at these discoveries. Like, we have a ton of things to discover, man. It's actually insane. Okay, let's start from the top. Statistics. Okay, so we have a ton of statistics. We were on the normal mode. Tower graph, arrow tower dealt this much damage. We gathered this relic, or we found this relic. These are the banners that we took up. Oh yeah, so these are the bonuses essentially. Okay, nice little summary over here. So we have 2 common banners, which are the, cannot hover over it, but those are the 2 white ones, and then we have a legendary banner for the Botkin arrow. Okay, this was our hero. 2 spells, and we only built 3 different towers. Okay, hopefully that's going to change this time around. Now we can unlock some perks. What are perks? Hold on a minute. These are the things that we picked up in game, like heritage. Yes, start the next games with +1 worker. Sylvan gift. Start the next game with... So these were actually the things that we could have picked up, or we could have picked up during the first round or the previous round, because right, this is going to be like X amount of rounds from this point on. But here we can also pick up some of these. Okay, and we have a ton of honor actually. Oh, here it is. Plus 330 honor, new high score bonus honor. Old high score wave is 0, yes. And we have 1100 score, and here's the leaderboard. Wow. Okay, so here we are down 26,518th on the leaderboard, unsurprisingly. I'm guessing we're the last. Okay, so you kind of automatically opt into the leaderboard. That's actually good information if that annoys you or something. I'm not sure if you can actually opt out. Oh, here it is. Participate in the leaderboard. So if I turn this off, I'm probably not going to be in the leaderboard. I honestly don't care if people see how shit I am. Okay. So that was the statistics. Go back to the menu. I'm actually half of mine to try that out. But first, let's go into the perks. And what can we pick up, or what do we want to pick up? We could immediately pick this up for 150, and that will start us with a total of 10 more, as we have discovered. So that will bring us to 20 extra life points on the castle. I actually want to focus on economy this time around. So let's start with more wood. I mean, these are very cheap compared to the 450 honor that we can spend, which is over here as well. Your current honor is 450. We can actually spend a ton of this. Stone. So, wait a second. We picked up the tower types with honor as well, so that means even from wave number 1, we'll be able to build the arc towers and the volcanic mortar or volcano mortars as well. This might not actually be a bad thing to pick up. Plus more wheat. I'm just picking up the first stages of all of these. 390 honor left. What should we get? Trading post. We haven't even seen that before. Brewery Oracle. Statue. Hero Tower locked. Guild Hall. Wait, are these the buildings that are over here? Yeah, Trade Post, Statue, Workshop, All Thing, Feast. Okay, but these are... Okay, these can be picked up in-game. Okay, and the brewery, which is a building that can also be built in-game, or are we going to retain the buildings? I would say no, we're not going to retain the buildings, because they cost in-game resources to build. Okay, so then let's go with... You know what? Let's get the shield wall out of the way. Good. Grab this, and that's it. We're gonna have 60 honor. Maybe we can unlock something. So like I said, I don't know what will happen if we press play again, but we'll see. Choose your starter bonus. We didn't have this last time around. And if you look here in the background, we actually have our towers unlocked. Okay. So first tower gets a common banner choice. That's nice. Gain plus 40 wood. Gain 120 wheat. But first boss has plus 30 HP. So 120 wheat. 120 wheat is... I mean, depending on when we would spend it, that could potentially be a ton of villagers, right? Plus 40 wood. That can also be a ton of towers. Question is, do we want to go? You know what? I want to try this out. And we cannot change from the normal mode. Okay. Yeah, because it told us in the beginning that we have to reach some level in the normal mode to actually unlock the other mode, whatever the other mode is. So now let's look around. Wait a second. A little bit confused because I'm pretty sure that we built the lumberjack camp in the previous one. So we built that in game, but we also built the mill in game, but the mill is not here. So we have to rebuild the mill and the quarries, but we don't have to rebuild the lumberjack camp. Or was it one of these? Start the game with... No, okay, so that's interesting. I'm not sure why this retained and not the other buildings, but whatever. Okay, so let's see. First of all, hire workers. Let's build a house. Hire more workers. Perfect. Now what we could do, focusing on economy, is we can build a mill, put one worker in, that will give us 85 wheat, and we need 80 for the next worker. We can pop down a worker immediately next round. And I'm gonna send... Ooh, how do we want to do this? First of all, let's open up with an arc tower. 5 and 15. Wait, 5 and 15, so the next one is going to be 10 and 30. We can build 2 of these. That's amazing. And we have a 4 tile over here. Wasn't this the same starting position as we had previously? Not entirely sure. Okay, and how should we set the focus? I think the idea of going for the lowest HP one and then the one closest to the village was actually a good one. It does say shortcuts, copy focus settings, and paste focus settings. Use for all towers of that type. Nice. Nice. This is amazing. I want to check this out. So C to copy it. Okay, there's a little bit of a sound effect. And then can I paste... No, this was the one I copied. So I can paste it over here. And yes, I can. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay. So, we still have a ton of... Should we start making some stone? I say yes. We kind of need to start making stone in a way that makes sense. So, like, for example, if I wanted an arc tower next, that will be 45 stone. And we have the wood for the next arc tower, so we could probably... Oh, that's going to be exactly 45. That's beautiful. So the next round, we can grab a villager or a worker. I'm probably going to call it villager a lot of times. And then we can pick up a third arc tower. That's actually fantastic. Now, what do we want to... Oh, there was something here in the castle. Okay, a lot of things. I'm very sorry. This is just when I'm getting overwhelmed. Well, not overwhelmed, as in I cannot process it. It's just I want to talk about a lot of things over and over again. So first of all, we unlock the shield wall. So this is completely ours. This will retain throughout all the next n amount of runs that we do. But these ones on the left, as my theory was correct, it seems, none of those retained. Yes. So all of these will need to be repurchased per every single round. Now, I wanted to try this because this means each worker generates 1 gold per wave, and then the next iteration will be 2 golds per wave. And if we're going to go with an economic route, then this actually makes sense. Because I want to focus more on eco this time around, rather than building a bunch of towers right off the bat. I think that's a good idea. Okay. Did we want to spend... Yes, we did. Arc towers 50. Okay, let's just explore. Let's just play. Okay, that's awesome. Oh, that was easy. Nice. Nice. So this is essentially how a good roguelite game feels, is that the first couple of waves are going to be extremely easy because you get significantly stronger, both economically and also in terms of your towers, or whatever defense the roguelite game has, or whatever the roguelite game is in general. That's pretty cool. We could build like a quarterback defense. You know, what's interesting is this position, or actually this position, actually reaches further away. So if we really want this to be like a quarterback, then probably this is a better idea. But you know what? This overlaps a lot more on the other side. I'm just going to put that there might be a stupid idea. Okay, so let's copy this. And let's paste it over here. That's beautiful. Okay. And we are slowly making some progress in our economy. Okay, now the next villager is going to be a huge investment, right? Because we need 70 wood to build a house. First things first, and then the next one, the one that's blinking up there, is going to be 100 food. Now, 100 food is very much far away. I would much prefer... Well, I mean, next round we can't really do much. Because the next arc tower is going to be 20 wood. Can't really force ourselves to make... Well, this is how we can make 20 wood. Because this will be 25 wood. But we cannot make 60 stone. So actually next round, we won't be able to build any towers. So I wonder if it makes sense to actually not go for towers at all and focus on what we would need for the next worker or villager. Right, because this will be 65, so that means the next wave... Actually, let me just start the next wave, because I'm pretty sure this is going to be super easy. So the next wave, we're going to 65 wood. We only need one more villager to grab that 70 wood for the house. And that means we can put all the villagers onto wheat, which will bring us closer to the next villager. I want to focus on economy, as I said. So this is exactly what I meant. I'm going to take off these villagers, put them on wheat. And we can also start grabbing these upgrades. Probably should have grabbed this one round earlier. Wheat production per worker is increased by 2. That's actually huge. Of course, it depends on how many workers you have working there. Yeah. Eco upgrades. Okay, and here we don't have anything else. Next eco upgrade is at 15. Okay. So... Okay, we'll try something like this. Okay, so next time around we'll have a house. And we won't have enough for a villager just yet, but it's okay. Okay, first banner. Actually, I haven't checked these out before. We have 2 times reroll and 1 time banish. I don't think we need to do that. This might be new. Each arc tower critical hit, not from jumps, slightly increases this tower's individual future crit chance. Hold on, let's read that again. Each arc tower critical hit slightly increases the tower's individual future crit chance. So if it crits, not from the jumps, but from the direct hits, then the critical chance of it in the future will be increased by 0.118%. That can stack up like crazy, can it? I actually just want to see that. Which actually means that we can even increase that further by just leveled it up, which is perfectly plays into what I'm about to say. So we can increase the base crit damage, or crit chance, sorry. So this will increase the chance of critting, but each crit will give it some bonuses. 0.18% chance to crit the next time. So it's gonna be like this crazy back and forth, if I'm correct. Okay, let's build this house. And now next time we're gonna need 100. It's currently at 60. Oh boy, that is gonna be 101. Perfect. So this is gonna be 101. Let's start bringing in some stone then. And yeah, and we can stick with the wood, I think. Okay, this is fine. I mean, honestly, I'm not really worried until, you know, they can pass this. But having 3 arc towers to start out with, plus hopefully we're going to be building up a ton of critical chance based on what I mentioned previously. They should be fine. We're not really taking out these fast ones, actually. Oh boy. Oh, that was... Ay, ay, ay. Perk unlocked. Towers of Gold. Choose your future. Path of Magic. Path of Upgrading. Path of Software Engineering. Isn't that a thing? No? Okay. Oracle effect. In the next 5 waves, spell damage is increased by 30%. We don't even have spells just yet. In the next 5 waves, the upgrade cost of towers are reduced by 1 level. Barriers will be 2 times as high as normal. What barriers? I don't like the sound of the barriers, but the upgrade tower is reduced by 1 level. Path of upgrading. Okay. Fire rate is 0.11 increase. And we can just build towards the critical hit chance that I mentioned earlier. Okay. Let's grab another worker. Perfect. Now the next worker would be 120 wheat. I think we need an arrow tower. Maybe over here. Because we need to deal like fast damage. This one, I think, should just primarily focus on the nearest to the village. Focus until death and not focus on anything else. Okay. Any equal abilities we can get? Yes, we can get fertility, golden fertility too. There'll be 45 with just 3 villagers. Hold on, what if we take away everyone? Okay, so there's still gonna be 2 rounds. Maybe we can half it. How do we get 60? This is how we get 60. Okay, so we can distribute the rest. I might be doing extremely dumb shit over here, by the way. So I'm pointing that out. Okay, we have a volcano mortar that we can build. But I mean, 2 rounds later, we can build another arc tower. The question is, do we want a mass arc tower or do we want to experiment? Oh god, plus we can unlock a few other things as well. I was actually incorrect in stating that we are balancing between the meta progression upgrades and the upgrades we get for each round, because you're not actually balancing anything, because the honor is a completely separate currency that you somehow get, I guess, by defeating each wave, and then you just spend it on something. So it's not like that's a resource that's competing between a round-based upgrade and just the meta progression, right? They're not actually competing. These upgrades and the meta progression upgrades are not actually competing. So that wasn't a good observation. You just get these and you spend it somehow, and eventually you will just have them, right? Like for example, this harvest head start. We could just pick this up and next game we'll have 20 more. But we didn't take away essentially those resources from anything else. Let's put that water over there, actually. I'm pretty sure it's not a very good idea to only focus on one kind of tower all the time. Okay, that was a little bit of damage. Now hopefully this is gonna be a bigger AoE. Oh my god. No, it wasn't. Okay, I think we need to fine-tune this tower. We'll see. Are the yellow ones the ones that are actually critting? Hold on, let me just check if anything has changed. Yeah, so this is now a 20.18 chance to crit. 20.72 chance to crit, so that got a lot of critical hits from the first hit. And this didn't get any. Probably didn't even get enemies. Yay! Christopher, Gustav, and Stenkill. Okay. Brings 40 gold and tower upgrade -1 gold per tower level. I mean, that's just huge, isn't it? Elite enemy chance. Why is this good? Elite enemies are much bigger and stronger than the normal version. They spawn randomly. When they die, they drop a chest. Okay, that's fine. They drop a chest, which probably gives us a lot of extra stuff. I don't know if we had chests just yet. Which, like I said, that's good. But the fact that they always spawn means that there's always a higher chance that we're gonna get screwed. Or will it just pay off? That's the real question. Will all those chest drops actually pay off? Or we can just grab a chest right away and 100 wood. That's actually huge. That's going to be a lot of towers. Ice Strike. Deals 150 damage to enemies within the radius. Inflicts snow. Inflicts snow. Okay. There's 250 damage within the radius. Chaos Spark deals 300 damage in a small radius. Lightning Strike deals... this is the 900 damage and then jump. Okay. Arcane Strike, 150 damage. Spell damage counts 2 times. I still don't know what that means. And 150 damage and 1%. Okay, 1% spell damage. With what? With every cast? God damn. I mean, we can get a little bit ambitious. Go with the elite enemy chance. And see how bad that's gonna be. Okay. So I wonder if we can see all of our... Oh yes, here it is. Elite enemy chance and trading ship costs negative 40%. Spell damage plus 0%. Okay. Lightning Strike and Chaos Spark. Okay. Okay, so how are we doing? Next up we'll have a villager. And honestly, I just... At this point, I don't want to spend anything yet. Although there is an argument for making more towers because they will just gain experience. Sooner you put them down, the faster... Wait, is that the case? Yes, because with every level, they get closer to being upgraded manually. I'll wait. Let's see. Okay. Of course, if we don't get an elite enemy, then that piece of the hero is completely useless right now. How small is this radius? Ooh. Okay, that one hit hard. I don't think we have an elite enemy in this one. Lightning Strike or AoE. I think AoE. That is badass. Okay, this Lightning Strike is gonna be good against the first big hero. Boss wave at 10 again. And by the way, the path is now completely random. It did say that a random path would be revealed, but it looks like it's completely random per run, which is amazing. Okay, increases the range of volcano mortars, reduces the fire rate. I don't like that. The fire rate is already dog shit. Each arc tower. Ooh, we can further boost it. Oh my god, look at that. We can further boost the critical chance, increasing per critical hit. Yeah, now it's gonna be... Oh my god, that's gonna be a lot of critical chance. Okay, nice. So if we're gonna have a lot of critical chance, then I say we increase the critical damage, which is getting increased by 40 per upgrade. That is huge. It's already at 21%. Every 5 hits statistically is a critical hit. Holy moly. Okay, let's grab a worker. So now once again, the next worker is gonna be a huge investment because of the 140 wood. I don't know how far we want to take this, going for so many workers. And by the way, the price of the next was going to be 140. I mean, ideally, classic strategy mindset would be to max out on the amount of workers that you can have, because that means in the long run you'll have the best economy because of that. You know what, let's do that. Let's try to do that. So first of all, we need the housing. That's gonna be 105. Okay. Which also means that we cannot build anything else. Okay, whatever. Let's go. Let's try to speed this up. Also, let's not forget to spend our honor. Although, actually, considering the fact that we can spend the honor in the end screen when we lose, then I'm not even sure if there's a point in spending it in-game. Yeah, what is actually the point of spending it in-game if you can just spend it after the game? That's a good question. I feel like this is a lot of enemies. Yeah, so we don't really have an answer to fast enemies. We have a good answer for single target, high HP enemies, for sure. We still haven't received an elite enemy, by the way. I just want to point that out. It's just, yes, there's only a 20% chance of that to happen. And we don't even have a trade ship. So essentially, all of Gustav's bonuses are pointless. Perk unlocked, versatility. Okay, this leveled up. Base damage or critical damage. Kind of want base damage, I think, for the back row. Go for some base damage. Now, what do we want to... I mean, I think absolutely base damage, because my only problem with fire rate upgrades is that it's 0.03. That is just almost nothing. Let's go with base damage. Okay, we have a ton of gold, by the way. We should also sink into some eco upgrades, like for example this one. Nice. Okay, so next up we'll have 140. This is how we're gonna have 140 wood, and then we can sink the rest into wheat. Yes, which will take several rounds, but we'll have this extra 3 villagers helping us out. Now the good thing is actually that the volcano mortar is already stone, so you can pop that down. Question is, can we increase it if we remove these guys? No, I'm gonna place one because the next one is gonna be 45, so next round we can build a volcano mortar at least and put this on food. Maybe. And spending the honor this round, does that make sense? Actually, I was wrong. It does make sense to spend it. For example, this increases the chance of legendary relics that a boss drops by 1 or 2. Increases the choice of legendary relics. That can all immediately be applied once you take out a hero or a boss. Adds rerolls to the banner choice event. We haven't rerolled before. Increases the honor per wave and boss skill. That's a good investment. We can burn all of our 200 honor in that. That means we're not going to be unlocking any new tower anytime soon. Okay. What can we fine-tune? Oh, wait a second. This is exactly what I accidentally overloaded. Focus on the largest cluster of enemies. Beautiful. Yes. Because I don't want these to be targeting like individuals. That just doesn't make any sense. Yes, this doesn't have a choice because we only have 1 or 2. Beautiful, that's exactly what we wanted. Largest cluster of enemies, largest AoE, take off a few of that HP, and then we can send the rest over to the arc towers and the arrow towers. Beautiful. This has to be commended. Like every 20 minutes I'm gonna point out that this focus priority thing is beautiful. It's probably the best I've ever seen. Okay, now we have these larger... Plus we have the spells. Let's not forget about those. Okay, that was a critical hit. That was also a critical hit, so that increases the critical hit chance. That's insane. I can't even imagine where that's gonna end up. Okay. We can check out this lightning strike. Ooh, okay. Okay, that's insane. Yep. Okay, so now we are at the point where we can build a house, and wait, that's actually the last house we can build. Ooh, we could have reduced the cost of workers. Well, we didn't have infinite amount of gold. Okay. So now we have maxed out on houses. Good. Now we need to focus on maxing out on villagers. Next villager 140. I want to bring that in. Next round for sure. It's going to be 136. 150. Okay, so that's like the best we can math that out. Maybe another volcano mortar. I mean, this might be a better option, because if it's not going to circle around, then this doesn't make any sense. Yeah, okay, and focus on the largest group. Okay, nice. Next wave. Okay, well, in the start, that's going to be the largest group. But now it's going to focus on this pack over here. Well, no, maybe it's based on HP. Okay, maybe. Probably shouldn't have used the spell in the beginning. We want to use the spell in the end. See what's left. Still no elites, from what I can tell. Well, I mean, just imagine all the options that we can have later on. With more and more stuff unlocked, you know, like more and more starting villagers, for example, more and more resources to begin with. Like it's like so many possibilities from what I can tell right now, and then it could be that I'm incorrect, and that's not going to be the case. But as a first impression, this game is amazing. I don't know what the viewer experience is of something like this, a tower defense game, but I think I'm going to squeeze in a few videos of this in the future for sure. Just simply because I'm very much enjoying this experience so far. Okay, I think we got this. They're not going to get around. Get through. Okay, the beat and the arc tower's attacks are actually syncing up beautifully. Nice. Okay. Okay, choose your future. Path of upgrading. Okay, Oracle effect. Next 5 minutes, the chance of encountering elite enemies increased by 30. Problem is, in the next 5 waves, actually in the next wave, there's gonna be a boss. And I don't want an elite enemy and a boss. So, I'm just gonna go with the path of upgrading. Okay. Timberwind Mark. Each arrow tower generates wood every wave and strike with increased damage. Problem is we only have one arrow tower. And this is also arrow tower. And this is the range and the fire. Now this is actually might be a good opportunity to try this reroll. Oh, it rerolls all of them. I thought I would have to pick which one I want to reroll, but this is even better. Increases the area of effect of volcano mortars by 20%. That's something to consider. Absolutely. All arc tower hits have a chance to cause the max health focusing light. Whoa. Once again. Okay, let's run at that again. All arc tower hits have a chance to cause a max health focusing lightning strike. Does that mean what I think it means? So it's literally going to... It has a 1.6 chance of one-hitting any enemy. Because that's what max health focusing lightning strike is. Max health of the enemy will be the damage caused by the lightning strike. So if it's actually the boss wave next time around that there's a 1.6 chance of this happening, fuck yeah. If that is indeed what that means. Okay, we can hire another worker, and we actually only need one more worker. Now, since these aren't going to allow us to do anything else, we can speed up this hiring process. Except, this won't be enough either, which means it doesn't make sense to put all of our workers to do that. We can once again go with the half of it. So how can we get 80 food? Next time around, this is how we can get 80 food. And then all of the others are now free to do whatever the hell they want. I think I want another arc tower, honestly. I just like the arc tower so much. We won't have enough for an arc tower. Okay, so we're going to be fighting the boss wave with just this many stuff. Now the only thing we can do is pop down one more arrow tower. If you really want to be safe. We went kind of greedy with the excuse me. We went really greedy with the economy bits. I mean, I think this is worth it. And maybe even manually. Let's see. This is only 5 away from an upgrade, so let's grab this. I think we want to go all in. Yeah, I think we want to go all in because otherwise we're going to be in deep shit. And plus, if we lose, then it doesn't really matter what kind of economy we built up in the first place. Crit damage. Hopefully this is going to take us far. Okay, fingers crossed. Let's go. Boss wave. Hopefully it's the same boss, by the way. Grimlock, the whatever. Yeah, Bandit King. So last time around we had a ton more towers, actually. Which is a little bit concerning. We didn't have nearly this much economy. But we had a ton more towers. Now, if we can kind of pick off Grimlock with the lightning strikes. Oh shit, I think I missed with the second one. Probably yes. Because this... Oh, yep, I missed with the second one. That's bad, bro. Bro, that is bad. Okay, these aren't a problem because they're very far away from the main dude. And if he's the only one who gets through, then probably we're down to 19 life points, right? So this isn't that big of a deal if he gets through. Boss. Because so far, even when... Alright. No. I actually don't know. From a game design perspective, it wouldn't make much sense if the boss would take away as much HP from the village as all of the other guys. Uh-oh, this is bad because they're not focusing on the boss. Yeah, the target priority is bad. It's not good against bosses. Okay, he's through. At least we'll see what's up. This is probably going to be bad. 19 health. Oh. Oh. So the boss insta-kills you. That's part of the roguelite experience. You learn. Okay, holy shit. The boss one hits you. Yeah, I mean, the target priority was bad. Just looking back at it, we had the firepower, just wasn't focusing on the normal units. I should have just set everything to focus on the highest HP unit, and that would have been it. Would have easily held it off. Okay. Interesting. And now we only have 48 honor. But the good thing is we have researched so many things, especially this. Increasing the honor by wave and boss. Okay. I think I'm going to cut this video here. I think it went on for about 2 hours. Maybe not. Maybe a little bit less. We'll see during the edit. Super fun game, guys. Like, honestly, I'm already having so much fun, and we barely even scratched the surface. We may not even have scratched the top layer of the surface even, with so many things going on. We have a ton of buildings we haven't built yet, like the trading, whatever. Can I actually go back? No, I cannot. Okay. So we have a ton of buildings that we need to discover. Perks, upgrades, more banners, chests. I don't even know. We may have picked up a chest. It just wasn't obvious to me. Heroes. There's so many things, man. It's actually insane. I'm very happy about this game. Okay, so I'm gonna upload this, and like I said, do expect a few more videos. I'm gonna be keeping an eye on the viewership of these, but I'm having a ton of fun, so I'm definitely gonna make a few more videos, and then we'll see. We'll go from there. But do check this game out. I'll have the Steam store page link in the video description, just so we're on the same page. Check it out. If by some miracle I can upload this video in the next 10 hours or so, then you can even pick it up during the October or the autumn sale of Steam. I don't think that's going to be the case, but whatever. Well, not whatever, but unlucky. But if that's the case, then I do recommend picking this up, because so far I had a ton of fun with this. Okay, thank you guys for watching. This is amazing, and I'll see you guys next time.